Hi, this is Jeremy Kellett, Director of Recruiting at Oakley Trucking. I'm your host for this podcast. This is episode 99. So on today's podcast, we are going to talk with Bruce Oakley's IT department. Yeah, I know it gets you. We're going to dive deep into the IT department. Got two guys here sitting in with me that's been with Bruce Oakley's IT department for a while, and we're going to pick their brain on a few things. We're going to let you know how big a role that the IT department plays in communicating with Oakley's independent contractors. I think you'll be surprised. We're also going to maybe touch on a little bit of technology and how Oakley has come a long ways in a few years that these guys have been here. So we're going to get started with that here in just a second. But first, let's get started with Aero Truck Sales. Keith Wilson at Aero Truck Sales in Springfield, Missouri is currently offering $1,000 off your first month's payment when you finance with transport funding, or $1,000 off the truck price if you bring your own financing. They're also discounting the cost of an extended warranty by $500. Aero Truck Sales has been a long-time partner with Oakley Trucking, and that's because they specialize in first-time truck buyers. They don't do any leases. They have the best used trucks money can buy because used trucks is all they do. They don't sell any new trucks. And the biggest reason that Aero and Oakley are partners is service after the sale. It is very important to us at Oakley that when we refer you to a company, that they are a good company with good people. They do what they say, and they understand our requirements. So give Keith a call at 573-216-6047 for a good used truck, and tell him you heard about it on the Oakley Podcast. Now, also, before we do this, I want to talk about the Mid-America Truck Show coming up in March the 24th through the 26th. And that's we're going to be located in the West Wing, booth 67192. And I want everybody to show up if at all possible because, you know, we haven't had it in the last couple years, and it's just something that Oakley's going all out on this thing at the Mid-America Truck Show, and we want more people to be there. We're actually going to do this podcast at the truck show, so we're going to have spots available where people can sit down with us. Got a lot of guests already lined up, and if you want to do that, you need to holler at me, and we'll get you there at the truck show and talk to you and get on the podcast. We'll do some Facebook Live. The main thing is just seeing everybody. We hadn't got to see everybody in a long time, and we're really looking forward to the Mid-America Truck Show. Keep in mind that is March the 24th through the 26th, so make your reservations to be there. Okay. Got Adam Clanton and Eric Peebles here from the IT department. How you guys doing?
How you doing, man?
Glad to be here.
First thing I like to do is if you would introduce yourself. We'll start with you, Adam, kind of give everybody a little who you are so
Absolutely.
they know.
So, my name's Adam Clanton. I've been with Oakley for 3 years tomorrow, actually.
3 years
tomorrow.
Congratulations.
3 years. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I started back in 2019 on the IT team, fresh out of college. And, really grew with the company, and you love working here. It's a great team.
Where'd you go to college at?
I went to University of Arkansas at Little Rock, Euler.
Same here.
You did too? You went to Euler?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I actually started here while I was still finishing my last year there. So, there's a month period where it was, going to class, come to work here, and head home.
Wife, family?
Yeah. So I'm married to Andrea Clanton. We've been married since 2017. We've got a nice house and everything in Alexander. Got a couple dogs, and
all right,
just rocking it out.
So what do you do on the weekends?
Man, we mainly play video games together and stuff like that. I also like to go fishing and stuff like that. We need to pick that back up. We hang out a lot outside of work. So
do you?
Oh yeah,
you two guys do?
Absolutely.
Or all of you do?
For sure, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
We have a really close family structure in the IT for sure. Yeah.
That's
like to
good.
hang out and spend time with each other.
I've heard that before around Oakley. That
Yeah.
word family seems to keep coming back. What about you, Eric? Tell us who you are.
Eric Peebles. Been with Oakley since 2016, so I'm going on 6 years this April. Married, beautiful wife named Amanda. 3 kids, 22, and a programmer in the Air Force. His name is Jalen. 12-year-old Fletcher, a.k.a. Flex, and 9-year-old Scarlett, who's growing out of size 9 shoes.
I like the word flex, the name Flex.
Yeah, it's been his nickname since he's a kid. He had colic, so he was crying a lot when he was a little kid. So he was always flexing.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. That's good. So now, and you do the same thing on the weekends, Adam's talking about?
No, man, I like lift weights at the house on the weekend. I play video games. I cook a lot. I like to barbecue.
Do you?
Smoke meats. Yeah, that's another thing we do. We do Buzzbarbecue together. It's a local radio show hosted barbecue
I've heard
competition.
of that.
Yeah, we won a trophy.
You did? Come on, what place?
Yeah, second. In ribs. Yeah, but that was only 1 year and then almost broke my leg.
We went third in sauce last year, too.
Oh, yeah, that was a joke, man.
We just took some Sweet Baby Ray's, threw some blueberries in it, and called it a day.
Nothing wrong with
We still
that.
got third place, yeah.
You did.
And it was scorched. So
Oh, yeah.
I think they were adding up the score wrong, too.
Yeah. They went
You
from the
can't trust
bottom
them.
up.
Did
on
you get a
accident.
trophy for third, though?
No, Sauce doesn't get a trophy.
Oh.
Only meats get a trophy.
Right.
Well, let's get, I really appreciate you guys doing this because I know you've dodged me several times here in the past.
It's been a
but
busy start of the year.
Oh,
it is, yeah. It is good and busy, and that's why I just wanted to take a few minutes. And, it's first of all, this podcast, I don't know if you guys listen to it very often, but it's a tool to communicate with our owner-operators and their families. And I just think it's interesting, one, that IT department doesn't get enough credit on what they do every day and you day in and day out and the stuff you guys go through. And I just think it'd be great to hear from y'all that some of the responsibilities you have that are daily, but also that connection from the IT department to the truck driver and how some of that works. You said you had a couple examples, Eric.
Yeah, for
Start
sure.
us out.
Well, for the most part, I do work for all of our companies, but like accounting work and like pulling data for different divisions. Oakley Trucking recently. Let's see, auditor stuff, just stuff to send to the auditors. Write programs. If you get a CSA bonus pay, then you're welcome. Because I get all those numbers into the system each month.
So you calculate those numbers.
No, I don't calculate them. I get them from externally into our system so that we'll have them on time so that we can pay people
Okay.
the right numbers.
That's because that's one of our things here is we pay based on their CSA pay. So you got to get that into the system that we use so we know the amount to pay the driver.
Yep. And
Nice.
Another one, if you're out around the Oakley's Port 33 in Oklahoma, you might use a website where you come in and check in your order number right when you get onto the property, and it'll tell you to go to the north or south scales because it's a pretty big place out there. I wrote that too.
Is that an app?
Yeah, it's a little website that you can go to that they hand out to all the truck drivers when they arrive.
Oh, that's right. And it tells them
Yeah, where
which
to go
line to get in.
because those lines get long out there.
Yeah. And it's good to know if you're in the wrong line,
Yep.
then you can go. You find that out, and
Wasted
you go
2
to
or
the back
3
of
hours.
the,
Oh, yeah.
go to the back of the other line.
All right.
That's good. What about you, Adam?
Man, so, starting out, really, we had one guy before both Nick and I started handling both trucking and fertilizer IT. And when Patrick brought us on, really Nick started handling fertilizer and I started handling trucking. So, started out just, answering calls, helping owner operators and stuff like that. And also working with our Jantran, our fleet boat company, working with them with any issues those boats have on the river. And but really the thing about IT is it's, we wear a lot of hats in IT for sure. 1 minute we'll be talking with an owner operator, helping them. Then we'll sit in a meeting with Transflo to kind of help out with that. And then we'll go hop out on a boat to repair a computer. So we all wear a lot of hats, but mainly I focus on helping trucking out with their programs that they use, EBE, TMW, Transflo, all that stuff. So
That's amazing that because a lot of people don't think about that, but there's so many different parts of the company.
Right. Yeah.
Whether it's trucking, fertilizer, grain, barge. And a lot of them, I guess, they all use different programs.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to know all those programs or
sure,
figure them
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And I guess in some cases y'all have made them, hadn't you? I know you've made the
Yes.
recruiting program.
Yep. Yeah, we write many custom in-house applications. The recruiting program, that was more of a conversion from Access. You guys had it
Yeah.
there, which is not useful for multiple users in it at once. So, we made that into a web application. And then where you apply to be an owner-operator. We did that
The
one too.
online application.
Yeah, so when I started, the one you guys had was not mobile-friendly. It was
Right.
pretty terrible. So I rewrote that. Well, terrible for mobile purposes.
I was kidding.
I just duplicated it because, it worked. But anyway, and then had to build a new management for that so that you guys could manage the guys that are approved. Or
Yeah, and that's been a great help
Mm-hmm.
for us to be able to do that. And I tell you what's a lot of companies don't have, and I probably speak for every employee in this place, but when we contact you guys, man, y'all are on it. I mean, it's not a bunch of red tape, that you go through. We contact Eric to go, hey, we've got a problem with the recruiting program, and it's like, okay, what is it? I know you stop and get it done. That kind of communication is good because that helps make that application that's beneficial to the recruiting department that the truck driver's trying to fill out and make it simple. We're trying to make it simple to do. So that's the simple things with, like you do, Adam, most of the trucking, the phones.
Right.
I know you got your hands full with phones.
Oh yeah. You're talking about our in-house phone system, like the Jive.
How was it? How hard was it when everybody was working remote?
Man, really, we were kind of set up from the get-go with certain things like Log Me In, and by that point we had already made the move to Jive, which was actually one of my it was my first project when I started here, was kind of helping get phones plugged up, set up profiles and ring groups and all this crazy stuff just to make our phones continue to work. And that was actually what I turned in for my senior project. My last year was doing I turned in a 50-page essay on all the work we did for the Jive project. So
what kind of grade you get?
I got an A. All A's that semester. Yeah, not every other semester, but that one. That was a pretty good one.
All right. Well,
but yeah, we were pretty much set up. Every computer had our remote software that we in IT use to log in. So we just, now we have it where people can log in if they're working from home. They can log in their own computer, and with our phone system, you can just download that app, and obviously, relies on your internet connection and stuff like that. But it's pretty much set up, and we didn't have a whole lot of issues with people working from home. Maybe in the start, people were not having home computers, so we had to set up new computers for them and lend them out and stuff like that. But yeah, we were pretty much ready for it, I would say.
that was an ordeal.
Yeah.
It was a lot. In a
On
short
some
time.
people, like Roger Frazier, I just went to his house to help him.
There
was no help on the computer.
You just went straight to the house.
I was like, just tell me where you live, man. I'll run over there real
That's
quick.
great. You got him fixed up, though, didn't you?
Yeah, instantly. Yep.
That's good stuff, man. Well, what the driver portal? Do y'all have anything to do with the driver portal, where guys, or I know a lot of guys log into the driver portal? And I say guys, let me clarify with our audience: the independent contractor, he logs into the driver portal a lot of times, but they also, I guess, they can either do the driver portal to see their settlements, or they just do the Transflo app, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
We have a connection running. Normally it goes from our EBE software to the driver portal, and then Transflo just basically has access through the app to see kind of what's on the driver portal, see those settlements and stuff.
Okay.
So we worked with them to set up that integration where they can see their settlements straight from the app.
Straight from their app. That's,
right.
I should know this, but can they see their projected bonus on that Transflo app? Do you know, Eric?
I do not know.
I don't know.
I don't
either.
work with Transflo or the driver portal as much.
I know that.
I think they got to log into the driver portal still.
Well, I do know any document that would appear under the settlements tab on the driver portal. If it appears there, it should appear. To my knowledge,
it wouldn't
on the.
then.
Oh, okay.
Until after it's already paid, because we have that. I know a lot of guys have asked. They go in there and look and see what their bonus is built up to. A lot of times on that Transflo app. So that's good to know. Y'all work directly, Transflo app and how that works, and make sure it keeps working.
Oh yeah.
So if a truck driver goes on the Transflo app and he can't see his settlement, he needs to call y'all.
Or just,
one thing they could always try is if you can see it, because you can still get to our driver portal from your phone if you go to bruceoakley.com and sign in. If you can see it there, but you can't see it in the Transflo app, most of the time it's something, some sort of weird thing with the Transflo app. So usually a good kind of rule ahead is maybe delete the app, reinstall it, log back in, and see if it kicks back on. Sometimes whenever Transflo pushes out those updates and stuff, there's some weird stuff that kind of gets hung up in the background or, isn't working right. So if you can see it on your driver portal but can't see it on Transflo, it's something with the app's not working right. And always reinstalling it usually fixes it most of the time. Yeah.
Good. Let's take a quick break and hear from the Lube Zone. Let's take a minute and hear from our sponsor, Lube Zone. This year, Lube Zone has been a proud sponsor of the Oakley Podcast. We have enjoyed telling you about all the discounts, services, and locations Lube Zone offers to keep Oakley trucking owner-operators running smoothly over the road. Stop by during the final quarter of 2021 and you can still receive a $40 discount on your next PM using Shell and Dello oil brands at any of their locations. Plus, until New Year's Eve, save $15 off any 3-axle alignment. Fast is back at Lube Zone. Check out lubezone.com and stop by any location to take advantage of their superior service. All right, let's start, before we go, because I know you guys got stuff to do today, and plus I had
we stay busy for sure.
I had to twist your arm to get in here.
No, we're good.
So I got a couple more questions for you. One, I was going to talk about the locations. I don't think everybody realizes that, all the locations that Oakley has. Plus, here's a little insight. The next episode, I'm going to have Justin Oakley on for our 100th episode, and we're going to talk about that, maybe a lot of what Oakley does and where all the locations are. But you guys got to go to these locations. So if we acquire something, you got to go there and get it set up.
Oh, yeah.
From ground up. You got to change everything or what? Mm-hmm. Where you been, Eric?
Well, recently, it started last year. I guess it was at the end of 2020. We got a location facility in Koki, Illinois. And when we got there, it was just being finished built, but there was no system in place. So we had to come up with a way to make it an automated system to where trucks could come in and scan a card and go dump some grain onto a belt that goes out to a barge, and then get out automated, scan a card to scale out and stuff. And we didn't have any of that at all. We had to figure out how to build all that. That was recently. That was the biggest one recently.
How'd you figure out how to do that?
I drew it on paper.
Just drew it on paper?
No, me and Patrick were just discussing it. But Patrick's no boss. We were just discussing it and sort of threw together a design. We heard from the guy who was going to be managing it. This is what other locations do in the area. So we just sort of drew it out on paper and started putting hardware together.
Good. I mean, we did that with you, drawing the recruiting program on paper in the beginning, and then you guys can take something from paper and then think about it and then make it happen. Yeah. What other locations y'all been to?
I've been to, let's see, St. Louis for sure. Mm-hmm.
Rosedale is probably my most common one. Yeah, you go into Jantran's facility in Rosedale, Mississippi. Yeah, I got Catoosa and Oklahoma.
That's with all
Ottawa.
the boats down there.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So what's on the boats that you got to do?
Well, so on the boats they have 2 laptops, one for their wheelhouse up there, and then also their engine room. And then they have a main computer that they run a software called Rosepoint on, which kind of keeps track of their GPS and monitors other boats going up and down the river, and kind of helps them monitor all that stuff. And so, they have a lot of different technology. They have a GPS system, an AIS system, monitoring all that. So, we kind of got to help them out with any kind of issues. But, it could be something as simple as, hey, my email's not working. They're just running off a little hotspot. So, there, lots of things that can go wrong with that.
But
that
y'all
we
have
help
to.
them out with.
I'm assuming you come across things like that you don't know anything about. You have to learn it
for sure.
Yeah, I started.
You have to research it or what?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. We also work, like for Jantran, for example, there's another company, Wheelhouse, that we work with where they're kind of more there locally and have more expertise on that kind of stuff. So one of the most important things in IT that I learned here at Oakley is, if you don't know how to do something, well, don't be afraid to, tell it out. Right. or reach for help, get someone to help you out, because otherwise you're just going to make the problem worse if you if you don't admit to yourself that you don't know what you're doing in a situation. So there's no shame in, asking for help and stuff. So
yeah, that
was a very important lesson we learned early on for sure.
So who do you hear from the most that doesn't know anything? No, I'm just kidding. That.
We're not going to be able to walk out of this room, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, it's there's a lot of things with those computers that are just foreign to a lot of people,
right?
Including me. I mean, I don't understand a lot of that stuff, but I'm glad you guys do, and y'all help us a whole lot. What is what is the y'all are in the dungeon? What do y'all call it down there in the computer room? The dungeon?
Probably dungeon, yeah.
No, Patrick calls it something.
You got a different name for it?
Mm-hmm. Bunker.
Bunker.
The bunker.
Yeah,
There
the
you
bunker.
go. Down in the bunker.
Down in the bunker. So all y'all are down in the bunker. What kind of atmosphere is down in the bunker?
About the same as it is at the Oakley party, if you've seen the IT department there.
Oh my gosh.
On the dance floor, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we're packed in there like sardines, but luckily we all get along really well and,
Yep.
and kind of can play off of each other, and it can get kind of loud on there, especially me and
gosh.
Patrick. We're the loudest ones on phone calls. We get excited on there,
Yeah.
and we won't realize that New John or Nick are right there, 2 inches from our face while we're screaming. So
Yep.
well,
I'm
it makes it
always on the
good
phone.
where you get along.
absolutely,
Oh,
yeah.
You got to be able to do that to work in confined
Such tight
space.
quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess I know Patrick's good. He's been here a long time and
Mm-hmm.
as your supervisor, and he's real good at delegating y'all in certain areas
yeah.
of where your expertise is.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
a skill.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's good because I know New John's real good at and you're the one good at writing programs.
Both of them, really, yeah.
I would think New John is probably passing me up on like user interface. I do more
Okay.
back end
I was
programming
thinking
and integrations and stuff.
Good. Well, y'all got a good group down there.
Yeah.
You got Austin. What's Austin do?
So Austin, he's been handling more of our network security on that role. So
Servers, storage,
yep.
just
all our
data center
backups,
stuff.
backing up all our stuff and everything.
Man, that's a whole nother issue of that.
Oh yeah,
He's
and
been
especially nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, he's really busy growing a mullet.
Oh my gosh.
That
He's doing
too.
good at that. though.
Yeah.
we're going to show him the clean cut appearance policy again. Is that what we need to introduce to him?
Maybe.
And who? Let's see, we got Nick down there.
Nick, yeah, he handles helps out with fertilizer and Boss, and our Boss systems, and Sage, and like, pretty much any of the software and stuff that fertilizer, grain, and people upstairs here use.
Right. Who we missing?
Cooper.
Cooper,
new guy,
he-
yeah.
new guy, Cooper.
He's general support for the divisions, almost like
He's kind of
he's like
where I
for
was, yeah.
You
but
and Nick both. He
For
does
sure,
some
yeah.
trucking, some other companies like
Yeah.
fertilizer and stuff.
So how many is that down there?
we've got
6, 7.
7.
what else we got? Yeah, I think 7 total.
Is that everybody?
Yeah. Supporting
Don't-
all those different
I-
locations.
That's
and-
what's crazy is that
Yeah.
bunker down there has a lot of control of what's going on at Bruce Oakley.
Anything that goes through this company.
I mean,
you
you
go.
got to go through you guys.
Yep.
I don't know if that makes me feel good or nervous.
Yeah. Makes me feel nervous
I'm
for
just
sure.
kidding. I'm just kidding. It makes me feel good. You guys got control of that down there, and you felt, how. Just since y'all been there, well, you've been there 6 years. You said in 3 years. How far have we come in your time here?
Oh my
Eric?
gosh.
Man.
There. Lost my train of thought.
You remember when you started, what it was like over
Yeah,
in the old
yeah.
office?
Well, see, that's the thing. When I started, trucking was pretty much in a good spot. They had a lot of stuff going. I mean, other than the recruiting program and then some big accounting reports and stuff, but they were pretty much going. It's the other companies like Oakley Fertilizer and stuff that I think have changed the most since I've been here. As far as going from almost pen and paper or Excel stuff to actual programs and data communication to all their different locations, because they've increased their locations like
Yeah.
5 or 6 since I've been here.
What about you, Adam?
Yeah, man. We, when I started, like I said, just going from our old phone system to new phones and the transition over to this building and stuff like that, and then on the back end, all the security stuff and new features and just all the investments in technology we've been making. We're at a really good point, I think, compared to when I started. Not that we were in a bad place, like he was saying, technology. A lot of this, we're using the same EBE, TMW we have been.
Right.
I just feel like we're in a much better place as far as security
Well,
and
security
all that stuff.
is a major issue now because I know you guys, y'all make us watch little videos. You email us, and we gotta make sure we complete those. Or I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
y'all have a
No.
list back there that you put us on if I
Yeah,
don't do it
we're-
or something.
So we actually that know before that's one of the biggest threats right now is just people clicking links on emails and stuff like that. So education has been a big part of that, and really that's all automated. We don't touch it too often, it actually sees if your email's been exposed on the dark web and things like that to kind of determine, okay, this guy, he's a bigger risk. We better make sure he knows his stuff.
Training.
Yeah, he's going to be a huge target for
somebody.
Exactly.
Spam or some kind of scam or anything. I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I try to watch it while I click on now.
Yeah, you're not the worst. We get to see who the worst offenders are. Yeah, you're not up there.
Oh, fantastic. That's good to know. Well, I try to do that. I try to report it to whatever that word is.
Yeah, click the Patrick
mail.
button.
Yeah, we threw Patrick's face on the reporting
Custom button.
Yeah, nice.
I report legitimate emails to that.
Just for fun, yeah.
I don't care.
Well, good stuff, guys. Man, I appreciate y'all doing this and explaining a little bit to the owner-operators, to our listeners. I mean, there is a connection, and I know it's complicated when it comes to, technology and what y'all do. And a lot of our owner-operators, it's hard for them to understand. I mean,
for sure, yeah.
And then there's some that are great with it, but boy, it's a challenge for a lot of people. And I mean, it's anything with change that we're doing. So
absolutely,
it feels good. We got some good support with you guys down in the bunker, and I hope this helps our owner-operators realize that too, on what all you guys do and helping this company do better. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all hanging with me for a little bit, and we appreciate everybody out there. Tuning into the Oakley Podcast every week. Comes out every Wednesday morning. We got a new one coming out. This is episode 99. Be sure and watch the one next week. Episode 100. Going to have Justin Oakley back with me because he did the very first one with me.
There you go.
So appreciate everybody watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and all that stuff. We appreciate you. Talk to you next week.